Hey everyone, Matt here with Reach Your Summit. Thanks for checking in. In this video, I'm going to go over two very popular lightweight puffy jackets. These are jackets you'll find in many thru hikers' packs and on the trail. And those jackets are the Patagonia Micro Puff and Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer. We're going to do a comparison of the two. I'm going to go over the fit with you on both, the features, my experience with both of these jackets out on the trail, and which one I prefer. So let's get started. So for frame of reference, when I'm going over these jackets, I'm about 5'10", and my weight is between 160 and 165 at the time of recording this video. And we'll start with the Ghost Whisperer. So this jacket that I have here is a men's medium in a dark zinc color. And on my scale, it weighs 7.2 ounces. I think about 2.3 ounces of that is the 800 fill power down inside. The rest is a very, very thin fabric. It is a 7 denier ripstop nylon and a 10 denier ripstop nylon. The 7 denier is made in 1 mil in the entire world, so it's very exclusive, and that's kind of what increases the cost a little bit and gives it that shiny look. That could be a turnoff for some people, but it's not really a deal breaker for me. It's not something that really bothers me too much. And the down inside of this jacket is 800 fill power Nick Wax hydrophobic down. So it does resist moisture to a certain extent, but this is not a jacket that you want to get soaked. It does take a little while to dry if it does. The jacket does have a really nice quilt pattern, so it does help trap a lot of heat with that 800 fill power and the athletic fit. So as I show you the fit here, I do have a base layer on underneath and an Old Navy microgrid fleece hoodie, and then this jacket on top of it. So you can see how the fit is. It's nice and snug, but not too snug where it's restricting any movement or feeling like I'm flattening the loft out and hindering the performance of the jacket. The sleeves for me are perfect length. They do have reinforcements at the end in the cuffs, so it's nice and secure around my wrist. Even when I'm moving around, I don't feel like the jacket sleeves are sliding too much. They stay nice and secure. Front of the jacket does have 2 pockets, which is nice for storing your headlamp in there or your water filter if you wanted to. There's also a draw cord down at the bottom so you can cinch it tighter around the waist and trap more heat inside of the jacket. This is the hoodless version. I had the hooded one for about 4 or 5 years and I was very happy with it, but I wanted to have a little more versatility. I wanted to have this jacket be a little easier to layer, and if I'm wearing the microgrid fleece hoodie underneath, I can still pull that hood over my head. I can also throw my buff around my head or put a beanie on and resolve that issue to a certain extent. Most of the time I'm wearing a buff original or a merino wool buff around my neck, and the main benefit of the hood for me was to block wind from hitting the back of my neck. So if I have that on, it doesn't really matter if I have a hood or not on the jacket. The blue hooded one that I featured in one of my videos when I did a review of the jacket used Q-Shield, and I find the Nick Wax hydrophobic down to work very similarly to the Q-Shield. I don't notice too much of a difference, so that was really nice. This jacket does come down a little bit under the hips, not as much as the Micro Puff, which I'm going to go over with you in just a few minutes. This jacket does also stuff inside of its own pocket, which is really nice, so that way you can store it and just shove it in your outer pocket and pull it out and access it when you need it. I've been comfortable in this jacket down to about 24, 25 degrees Fahrenheit with just a lightweight base layer underneath. I do run pretty warm, and the total cost of the Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer jacket is going to be $325. You can definitely find some of these on sale online or in outdoor retailers every now and then. If you go with the hooded version, I think that one is around $350, and it will weigh about 8 ounces for the men's medium. All right, now let's get into Patagonia Micro Puff. This jacket is medium as well, a men's medium, and it's in a forge gray. This jacket does have the hood, and the quilted pattern on this jacket is part of what helps it perform really well. It traps a lot more heat inside of the jacket than your traditional synthetic jacket, because this is not filled with down. This is filled with Plumafill, which is a synthetic fiber that kind of mimics down to a certain extent. This jacket on my scale weighs 8 ounces, and the fill inside is going to be right around the same weight as the Ghost Whisperer. So it's about 2.2 ounces of fill inside, or 65 grams. I've had this jacket on down to about 35 degrees Fahrenheit with a lightweight base layer, and I've been pretty comfortable. For me personally, I am getting a little more warmth with down than I am with synthetic, but that's a very small difference in the temperature that I'm getting with this jacket compared to the Ghost Whisperer jacket. This hood does go completely around the head and has an elastic cord that stretches out so you can fit a helmet underneath it if you wanted to. The collar does go up above the neck, very similarly to the Mountain Hardwear jacket. The jacket does have a zippered pocket on each side on the front, and it will store inside of its own pocket as well. The bottom of the jacket uses an elastic. It does not have cinch toggles, but it still makes itself snug around your body and helps with reducing heat loss inside of the jacket. The fabric that they're using here is a 10 denier ripstop nylon. It's actually Pertex Quantum, so it still has that slight shiny look to it, and it works really well. Jacket, I find, does come down under the hips a little bit longer than the Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer jacket, but not a significant amount. And the total cost for this hooded jacket is $299. I think the non-hooded one is around $279, or put the correct price down at the bottom of the screen here. And for comparison, I do have a base layer on with the Old Navy Microgrid Go Warm Fleece hoodie, and then this jacket on top of that, just to show you a similar comparison. I find this jacket to be form-fitting too. So both of these jackets are going to be more of an athletic fit compared to, say, your more relaxed, everyday comfort fit of the Patagonia down sweater jacket. That one will be a little boxier, and you're still getting that same fill power with the down sweater, 800 fill power down. So I've used this jacket on quite a few trips. I used it on a winter backpacking trip up at Mount Greylock, and actually used it as part of my sleep layer at night, and the temperatures reached -20. Granted, I did have a lot of other gear with me and equipment to stay comfortable in those temperatures, but this worked pretty well. I have also used this on many shoulder season fall hikes and also other winter trips, and found it to be really comfortable. The Ghost Whisperer jacket I've worn on many trips up in the White Mountains in New Hampshire. I've also used it coincidentally when it was close to -20 a couple of years ago in 2018, when the polar vortex came through and it was very cold. And I've used this on multiple occasions as a sleep layer as well, and found it to perform very well in those conditions. So out of the two, which one would I choose? If it's going to be very cold and dry out, I'll go with the Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer, just for the warmth to weight ratio with the down, and the down providing me personally with a little more warmth overall. But in most cases, I'll actually go with the Patagonia Micro Puff. The reason being, on the East Coast here, you're getting a lot of humidity, you're getting a lot of that heavy wet snow and frequent rain, and you're getting, all that ambient humidity at night. And the synthetic won't absorb as much water as the down can, even with the down treatment. This will just perform a little bit better for me overall in those types of conditions. The synthetic might not give me as much warmth, but I can always supplement that with additional layers and other gear to stay warm if I need to. The synthetic also takes a little bit less time to dry if it does get wet, and the Plumafill works very well. You know, the warmth to weight ratio is going to be pretty close to the Ghost Whisperer with this jacket. It's going to pack down about the same size. It's going to be right around the same weight, and the cost is a little bit lower also. So both of these jackets are excellent. You can't go wrong with either one of them, in my opinion. I've been very happy with both, and I look forward to using these a lot more on various trips in the future and seeing how long they hold up. So there you have it, two excellent jackets, the Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer and the Patagonia Micro Puff. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions on these two jackets or anything else in my other videos, feel free to get in touch with me. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't yet, as I'm always adding new content to it. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, everyone. Greatly appreciate it. Stay warm out there, and I'll see you on the trail.